What's up, y'all? I am Marcus, and welcome back to From the Dark. Today we're going to be rocking our Velka's Stinger setup. We've got Velka's Rapier maxed out. We got our Pyromancy Flame, Iron Round Shield +9, Mask of Velka, Xanthous Overcoat, and the rest of the Cleric set. Along with a Hornet Ring, which I'll swap out later, and also a Ring of Favor and Protection, which we cannot remove without it breaking. I do want to go over some equipment that we picked up in the Painted World real quick, and we will be doing Ornstein and Smough today, so yeah. The Xanthous Crown, a mysterious item once worn by the Xanthous King Jeremiah, the legendary exile. No one knows where it came from. The crown bears high-quality cloth, which is quite soft to the touch, but its bright yellow color stings the eyes, and it is clearly far too big. I mentioned this before, but this is entirely a Demon's Souls reference. There was a boss, the old monk boss. It is entirely too big. But yeah, the old monk boss had a similar head wrap, and so this is a straight throwback to Demon's Souls, is what that is. And there we go. There we go. Got my Mask of Velka. This is Xanthous Overcoat, a mysterious item once worn by the Xanthous King Jeremiah, the legendary exile. No one knows where it came from. It may be tattered, but its bright yellow color still stings the eyes. No one knows where Xanthous King Jeremiah came from. Like, people have speculated that he's Solomon or somebody else from the Pyromancy line. People have speculated that he's from the East due to the foreign pyromancies that you find in the Painted World. He knows Chaos pyromancies, so maybe he has a connection with Izalith, perhaps the King of Izalith. Like, there's all kinds of speculation, but no solid answers. Sorry. The next thing to do today, we're going to use some of our souls here. We saw this before. The core of the Iron Golem was actually originally a bone of an everlasting dragon, and we're going to convert this today.
Forge I can, strong I am.
We're going to convert this into the Golem Axe, and we're going to have to give up our Battle Axe +10 to do this. And you see, it's actually decreasing the attack power there from 190 down to 170. The Golem Axe is not one of the better boss weapons, although it does still have some fun characteristics to it. But we're going to go ahead and do this.
Cometh soon.
There's other stuff. There was something else we could make with that, and we will make it in New Game Plus. But for now, pardon me while I sneeze. Or not. Maybe I won't sneeze. Who knows? Who fucking knows? 36 strength requirement. We don't quite meet that yet, but... An axe born from the soul of the Iron Golem, guardian of Sin's fortress who repelled countless heroes who sought an Orlando. Its powerful one-handed attack imitates the Golem's Blade of Wind, but the heavy iron blade makes it quite unwieldy, and we can actually shoot out. I don't think we can do it. Yeah, we would need the stats to use it in one hand to actually show that off. Yep. After we hit 36 strength, I'll show off the wind blade attack. You've seen it before, though, because the Golem tried to use that shit on us. Next thing we're going to use is Priscilla's soul. Soul of Priscilla. The crossbreed trapped inside the painted world of Ariamus. The soul of this crossbreed bastard child and antithesis to all life. So the opposite of all life, another way to look at it, it's the enemy of all life, Priscilla. Why is she the enemy of all life? Because she has the power of Lifehunt. We already saw that in Priscilla's dagger. One of the rare dragon weapons, blah blah blah, possessing the power of Lifehunt. Let's find out a little bit more about Lifehunt. We're gonna do that. We have to give up a halberd class weapon, which kind of sucks because I think all of the halberds are a one-time only thing per playthrough. But that's okay. We've already used the halberd some, so we can just go ahead and use it to make a Lifehunt Scythe, and we'll pick up another one in New Game Plus.
Comment soon.
Alright, this bad boy. This bad boy. I've got so many weapons. The Lifehunt Scythe. You'll notice immediately the bleed, the auxiliary effect 500. Normally bleed effects are 300. So this can actually tear off half of a foe's life when it inflicts bleed. And it inflicts a lot of bleed per hit. But it also causes bleed buildup on us too. Scythe born from the soul of Priscilla, the stark white crossbreed trapped inside the painted world of Ariamis. Even the gods feared Priscilla's life hunt ability, and in the hands of a mortal, its power will turn upon its wielder. The Scythe. If we hit something with it, and you'll see our bleed is going to build up as well as the enemies. Alright, jerk. Come on. Ah. See our bleed building up there. We're doing a ton of damage. I almost bled myself out there. Couldn't get that guy to bleed, but just take my word for it. It does a lot of damage. When you trigger the bleed, obviously. If you don't trigger the bleed, it's not really going to help you. One thing to note, though, is that I personally prefer Priscilla's, dagger. Which is actually, yeah, it is a dagger, but I actually prefer this one. It also has the auxiliary 500 bleed effect, and it has 110 for occult rating as well, so this is an occult weapon, which I've actually never paid attention to before now, I don't think. Hold on, let me check the Lifehunt Scythe. It's probably occult as well. Whoops. Whoops. It's not occult. Fascinating. Anyway, Priscilla's dagger is an occult weapon, but the really cool thing about this is that it causes bleed buildup a little bit slower than the Lifehunt Scythe, but it doesn't cause bleed buildup on us, obviously, and it still does 50% of the enemy's health and damage when you actually manage to trigger bleed. If you manage to trigger bleed. Some enemies are pretty resistant to it. You saw these guys, I either kill them or knock them off or whatever before they actually bleed, so whatever. But we will play around with this weapon a little bit later in the playthrough. I don't know. You could see Lifehunt as being very much related to the occult. Then again, the Lifehunt Scythe doesn't have any occult on it, so I guess that's kind of tenuous, but a lot of people wondering where Priscilla came from. Very, very likely that she's a result of one of Seath's experiments. It's no guarantee, mind you, but it seems pretty likely. Another thing that we did in the previous episode, I know we've done a lot of stuff. We've been jumping around a lot at this part of the playthrough, but I promise after we finish this episode, there's not going to be any more of that for a while anyway. We also got Lightning Spear. Miracle passed down to those bound by the Warrior of Sunlight Covenant. Lightning Spears inflict rare lightning damage and are very effective against magic, fire, and most of all, dragons. We picked that up from Solaire of Astora, down in the Undead Burg next to the Altar of Sunlight. And he straight up tells you that you are knights in service of the Lord of Sunlight. That's Lord Gwyn. And the statue actually has the Great Lord's sandals on it. So it actually looks like, you see that 1000, that big hit there, that's a combination of the fact that This is a maxed out Velka's Rapier. It has 110 on occult rating, so it does an additional 10%. But on top of that, I've got the Hornet Ring, which boosts critical attacks. That's why that hit was so ridiculous. We'll do it again. But it's cool to note that there's a ruined statue of Gwyn in the Undead Burg, so he was being worshipped down there as well. Well, not necessarily a statue of Gwyn. I can't remember. A lot of people think that that's a statue of the Firstborn, and I think there might be a reason for that, actually. I just can't remember right now. When we will undoubtedly fall onto it at some point in the playthrough if that is the case. I'm sure I'm forgetting something right now. There's some reason why I felt like that was a statue of the Firstborn rather than Gwyn. Possibly because of the spear that he's holding. Alright. Let's do this thing, man. Let's do this thing. But Solaire, straight up, a warrior of sunlight. We already knew that he was a sun bro. Like, that's no surprise to us at all. But he entices us to join and is very happy to have such a brave companion as us. He just seems lonely, to be honest. A lot of people take that entire scene to be more evidence that he is in fact the exiled firstborn son of Lord Gwyn. Entirely possible. We'll see some more arguments for and against. I know it's always as we continue, but I mean, it's just you get evidence for every fucking thing in this game, piece by piece by piece, right up until the very end. And honestly, the pacing of the game, I hope the pacing of this playthrough has been pretty good. I know it's slower than people want, but I'm talking about in terms of gameplay versus story content and stuff like that. I feel like the game overall, experiencing it this time in this way, the game overall has felt very, well paced. Oh shit, I knew he was gonna come over here. Fuck. Alright, look, no. I want to deal with these guys before Solaire pops up. Because Solaire will not fucking leave them alone. There we go. Take out this dude. Oh, I thought I rolled. Shit. Whoop, rolled that time. Alright. Come on, Solaire. You're gonna help us out, and actually, I'm gonna heal up with a humanity and save my damn Estus. Now, I'm not gonna just run off, because normally if you run off, then he falls off the side and takes some damage for no damn reason at all. The Hornet Ring is not gonna help us against this boss at all. So instead, I'm gonna swap to the Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring. My son, brother from another mother, are you ready for this? Best boss in the game. One of, anyway. Two, I guess, technically. Time for a little 2-on-2 ball, eh? Oh, come on, Ornstein. I know you're zooming around. Asshole. Ooh. I fucked that up, didn't I? Alright, look. Okay, come on now. We just tickling this fella. Oh, I'm not two-handed, no wonder. I was sitting there going, why the fuck am I doing so little damage? Fucking Solaire gonna beat my ass at this rate. Alright, and you... dead. Now we just gotta deal with Super Orns. Where is this motherfucker? There he is. Solaire, you might actually survive here today, bro. I say that, but... Ah, I missed. I missed again. Damn it. I'm trying to keep Solaire alive, so... That was actually his throw move right there. Oh, there it is again. Oh, I'm out of great combustion. Oh, he's throwing him, so he's not gonna connect. Oh, man, he's out of range. I'm just missing all up in here. Ooh, shit. Oh, man. Ooh. Fuck, I died. I missed the timing on that. Woohoo. Ooh. No, don't kill Solaire. Don't kill Solaire. Don't kill me either. Fuck. No. Ooh. Bad timing. He's got a lot more HP than he would normally have because we summoned Solaire. Solaire ain't gonna make it. Oh no. No. Don't kill. Don't kill him. Fuck, don't kill me. Oh man, I'm in shit. Solaire, no. Look, bro. No, don't get Solaire. Don't get Solaire. Don't get me either. Ooh. Oh, he got him. Asshole. Oh shit. It was so close. I was trying so hard to keep Solaire alive. If I hadn't missed all those fucking combustions and shit. Man. Who praise it for you, brother? And we got the Leo ring. The excellent, excellent, excellent Leo ring. That means we have all 4 of the Knight's rings at this point. That's awesome. One of the special rings granted to the 4 Knights of Gwyn, the Leo ring, belonged to Ornstein the Dragon Slayer. This ring strengthens counters with pierce weapons. His lugged spear is said to have sliced a boulder in two. Actually a really, really cool ring. One of the few that can actually just straight increase your damage. Very, very, very awesome. We also got the soul of Ornstein because he's the second one that we killed. You get the soul of whichever one you kill second. So we went ahead and killed Ornstein second. A lot of people find him to be harder than Super Smough. They find Super Ornstein to be harder. And the main reason is because he has this grab attack. And I'll link a video in the description if you're having trouble with him. I made a video a long time ago showing how to avoid that grab. And it works very, very well. You're watching mainly, you're watching one of his feet. he raises one of his feet up in the air, and then just as it's about to touch down, you roll forward, and it will never hit you. So if you're having trouble, I'll put that link in the description. But the Soul of Ornstein. Soul of Ornstein, Dragon Slayer Knight who guards the cathedral in the forsaken city of Anor Londo. Special beings have special souls. Lord Gwyn granted this soul to his 4 most trusted knights. So Lord Gwyn actually granting their souls to them. Makes you wonder about the nature of souls. To me, this is just kind of my take on it. Each individual has their own soul, their own unique soul that is theirs, but they can have the souls of other beings, and it increases their strength, increases their power. Another interesting point that I thought about that I haven't talked about, or I don't think I've talked about, like humanity actually permeates this world, right? Like all of the enemies that we fight have humanity, and we can piece by piece absorb little bits from every enemy in the game. Like before you beat the boss of an area, you can get humanity from any of the enemies. Not a usable item humanity, but that soft humanity where you kind of absorb that black cloud of soul. So you're absorbing bits of the dark soul, if you want to look at it like that. So it's not limited to quote-unquote humanity or the undead. Like, all of these motherfuckers have it. Now, you could say that that's just a gameplay consideration, and it very well may be, but it also might not be. So I just wanted to point it out. Another thing, very, very conspicuous by absence here. We've got Lord Gwyn. We've got Guinevere, the Princess of Sunlight. We've seen statues of her before. Fascinating, too, that she is depicted as smaller than Gwyn here. That you could actually... Well, we'll talk about it when we get to him. At the end of the game, he's much smaller than this, and you could look at it to be he was once this size, but his soul's power has dwindled and been split so many times that he's more normal sized. Or you could look at it to be like she's not really a giant, or maybe she is really a giant and he is really that size, and this is just because he's king of the fucking gods, so he's, I want the big statue. But another key point is there's a missing statue here. And it could be where the statue of the firstborn of Lord Gwyn once was, but has been removed once he was expunged from the annals. It could be where a statue of Gwendolyn once was, but Gwendolyn's not comfortable with his own appearance, so we'll see some lore on that in a bit. He could have had that destroyed. It's really fascinating to me when these statues were put here. Right? Part of me, I don't know. If this really was the firstborn's place, and it would make more sense for it to be, to me, because if they were going to put these 3 statues here, it would be both of the firstborns and Gwyn, like chronologically speaking. If the firstborn son had already been expunged from the annals and kicked out, exiled from Anor Londo, then why would they put a pedestal there? Unless it was for Gwendolyn, and then Gwendolyn later removed his own statue. Like, it's... I don't know. It seems most likely to me that that was a place for the firstborn's statue. Sorry. Lore dump. Lore dump. Like, lots of fucking stuff to talk about, because this... It's one of the key rooms. I mean, no matter how you look at it, this is one of the key rooms in the game. And in the series, in fact. This is the cathedral in Lord Gwyn's old keep. The chamber of the Princess of Sunlight lies just ahead. We just defeated her guards, Ornstein and Smough. Yeah, no matter how you look at it, man. Giant elevators. Big enough for Smough to actually use. And most likely the corpse of Lautrec. Helm of Favor, Embraced Armor of Favor, Gauntlets of Favor, Leggings of Favor. Favor, Favor, Favor. Armor of Lautrec the Embraced, representing the goddess Fina's love. The goddess's arms wrap around it as if to embrace the wearer, and indeed, there are arms depicted on the armor that embrace. He is literally Lautrec the Embraced. Really cool fucking armor too. If you, I mean, I don't like the front part of it, but I don't know. It's all right. It's all right. So, what the fuck was Lautrec doing in Orlando? Was he really after the Lordvessel? No one knows. No one knows. There's lots of guesses and speculation, but it's all guesswork and speculation on that point. No one really knows, but wonderful room, the sunlight coming down, the wrecked pillars below. Smough smashing that shit with his hammer. Of course. Of course they're gonna say that.
Thou hast journeyed far and overcome much, chosen undead. Come hither, child.
Come hither?
O chosen undead, I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee. I bequeath the Lordvessel to thee. And beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices.
Guinevere, claiming to be the Queen of Sunlight and daughter of Lord Gwyn, granted us the Lordvessel. Soul vessel granted to the chosen undead. Lordvessel bestowed upon the chosen undead who is destined to succeed Lord Gwyn. The chosen undead is granted the art of warping between bonfires. To open the final door, place this vessel on the Firelink altar and fill it with powerful souls. A moment to think about what a Lordvessel actually is. It's a vessel, it's a container for souls. This is a container for souls, and specifically powerful souls, Lord souls, the souls of lords, the ones found near the eternal flame. So this is a device created or found, but possibly created, for the purpose of containing souls outside of a body. Now we find souls, well, I probably don't have any right now yet, but we find souls just lying around all the time, but we have a special container for these. Another thing she says, since the day her father's form did obscureth, when he obscureth his form, in other words, when he went away, when he hid himself, when he disappeared, or when he changed from being the all-powerful Lord of Sunlight to being the Lord of Cinders, really. Since that day, she's awaited a chosen undead. So she's saying ever since then, they knew that an undead, and specifically an undead, was going to inherit the flames from Lord Gwyn. Why specifically an undead? Why does it have to be an undead? And what does inheriting the flame of inheriting the fire of this world mean?
O chosen undead, thou hast journeyed far.
We can enter a covenant with her. It's the Sunlight, or Princess Sunlight, whatever covenant. I can't. Princess Guard covenant. That's what it is. Princess's Guard, yeah.
Hereafter I, Guinevere, shall serveth as thine guardian. If thou so needest, I shall devote all to thine safety. may thou be one with the sunlight forevermore.
So we've got the protection of the sunlight.
Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee, once living, now undead, and a fitting heir to Father Gwyn thou art. O chosen undead, and beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world, a grave and arduous test of metal, yea, it shall be. Indeed, we had felt the warmth of fire, its radiance and the life it sustaineth. Without fire, all shall be a frigid and frightful dark.
In the first place, her face reminds me of Beldandy. A lot of it reminds me of Beldandy, but once living and now undead, a fitting successor. What does that maybe tell us about Gwyn? What sort of message is that sending? Why is it that because we were once living and then undead, what is it about that makes us a fitting successor? Is this a key towards being able to become a vessel ourselves for the soul? Or is there something else?
Please, Father's role thou should assume, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices. Kingseeker Frampt, the primordial serpent, shall guideth thee.
It's very important to note that she's very vague. She's like, assume Father's role. Now, he's the Lord of sunlight, the king of the gods. So when you say assume his role, you might think become king, but we know that it's going to be very different. Also very fascinating that she does mention Primordial Serpent Kingseeker Frampt by name. So this is verification. He said that he was a close confidant of Lord Gwyn. He says he's in with the gods, but we've just been going based off of that this whole time. She's actually referring to him now, and that kind of corroborates his story. But there's a twist with her that we're going to see later. If you guys haven't played the game yet, you'll see. But it might throw her reference to him, it might cast a bit of doubts upon him.
Please, thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, Kingseeker Frampt. Now thou shalt go forth, chosen undead. May thou be one with the sunlight forevermore.
That's good for now. We can check out that ring that she gave us as well, though. We have the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn already. Now we have the Ring of the Sun Princess. This ring is granted to those who enter a covenant with Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and the Princess of Sunlight. This slightly warm ring boosts the synergy of miracles. The Princess of Sunlight, Guinevere, left Anne Orlando along with many other deities, and later became wife to flame god Flann. The Princess of Sunlight, Guinevere, left Anne Orlando along with many other deities, and later became wife to flame god Flann. If she left, like I said, there's a twist. There is a twist. But also, we can now warp at bonfires by the power of the Lordvessel. Thank God. Alright, and the first place I want to warp to is actually back to Anne Orlando. And warping on PC is pretty quick, too. How you doing?
So you have received a revelation. Very auspicious. I hope for the best. I pray that through you, her wish will be granted.
Seems to be referring to Guinevere. Could be referring to Gwendolyn. But not a really big reaction to someone who's the first one in 1,000 years to clear the obstacles and actually receive the Lordvessel. So you have received a revelation. You are acting like you've seen this shit before.
Have you heard of Seath the Scaleless? In legend, he turned against the ancient dragons. He became Lord Gwyn's confidant, was granted dukedom, and was allowed to pursue his research. At the Regal Archives, he immersed himself in research on scales of immortality. The one thing that he did not have, but his very research drove him mad. The Archives became a dungeon, a place for sinister experiments. Now, nobody dares even approach the Duke's forbidden Archives. It looms over this land high atop the mountain. But I should warn against even an approach.
You just did. You said no one approaches. Anyway. He's performing experiments, seeking the scales of immortality, the one thing he does not have. And we've already saw that crossbreed Priscilla, crossbred dragon and something else, she actually did have scales on her neck, but she was hidden away not in the Duke's archives, but instead in the painted world, where perhaps there's a lot to do with Velka. Is this one of Seath's experiments, and he created this crossbreed in an attempt to make scales of eternal life for himself, the things that he doesn't have, and then actually created something that's the antithesis of life because she has the power of Lifehunt, the power the power that even the gods feared. And so Velka's like, wait a minute, let's take this toy away from him and stash her somewhere a little bit safer. I don't know. That, I mean, it's speculation at that point, like, as to what the exact relationship between those characters is. But we do know that he's experimenting in the archives. We do know that he's searching for scales of immortality. We do know that Priscilla is a crossbred dragon hybrid, and we do know that she does have scales on her neck. Whether or not there's scales of immortality, we don't know, but we do know she has the power of Lifehunt, and we know there's lots of connections with Velka in the painted world. So, whew.
If you require rest, now is the time. That is, after all, what the bonfire is for.
All right. All right, man. Next up, Firelink Shrine. At this point in the playthrough, you have a choice to make. If you want to do, there's basically 3 paths that you can do. There's the Frampt path, the Cath path, and the neutral path. Neutral kind of gets you jack shit and is highly advised against. For this playthrough, we're actually going to do Frampt, and for the second one, we'll do Cath, or Caith, or however you want to say it. And then I guess for New Game Plus Plus, I'll just show you the neutral one. But in order to do this, we have to talk to Frampt before we talk to Cath, or before we hop down to place the Lordvessel. Before we do that, though, I want to chat up a couple of these people. Like Logan.
Hello there. What have you been up to? I thought that perhaps you'd gone hollow on me. So have you come to further your study of sorcery?
Yeah, sure, man.
Heading out, are you? I too will leave soon. Undead or no, I shan't stay here forever. You have great potential. Don't go and die over nothing.
Sounded like a threat.
Hello there. Glad to see you alive. Heading out, are you? I too will leave soon. Undead or no, I shan't stay here forever. You have great potential. Don't go and die over nothing.
Oh, hello. I appreciate the attention. That would... Have you ever cast one of...
Yeah.
Goodbye, then. Do stay safe.
So Logan goes ahead and he tells us he's preparing to make a move. Siegmeyer hasn't decided to go anywhere yet.
There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
He will be going soon. One more before we talk to Frampt.
Forgive me. I am impure. My tongue never intended for restoration. Please, if you have any heart, leave me be. I wish not to speak.
Alright. We'd seen that before, but I wanted to check real quick before we place this. Oh, man. Alright. Hello there, Frampt.
Heavens! You have done it! You have retrieved the Lordvessel. After 1,000 years, it is you. It is really you. Forgive me. I really should calm down. Now, let us take that vessel on a journey. I assume that you are ready. Now, be still. This is the Firelink Chamber for the successor of Lord Gwyn. Now, place the Lordvessel on the altar.
Before we do that, looks like a Lordvessel over there. Are those perhaps vessels for other souls? It's like an entire underground palace. And these roots are very similar to what we will see in Izalith as well.
What is it? Place the Lordvessel on the altar. No reason for pause at this point.
Well, if you say so. This altar looks like a fire pit. It's filled with ash. Lordvessel's no longer in our possession. Obviously, we placed it, but we can still warp, so it's all good.
Very well. As Kingseeker, I shall now instruct you, the Lord's successor, in your next task. To achieve your fate, fill the vessel with powerful souls, commensurate to the great soul of Gwyn. Scarce few possess such brilliant souls. Grave Lord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, the 4 kings of New Londo, who inherited the shards of Gwyn's soul, and Lord Gwyn's former confidant, Seath, the Scaleless. All of their souls are required to satiate the Lordvessel. Are you ready? Then we shall return. Stay still for a moment.
Notice he said, Seath the Scaleless, Lord Gwyn's former confidant. I wonder if the split between Seath and Gwyn happened while Gwyn was still alive, or if he went cuckoo after Gwyn left. If it was while Gwyn was still alive, then perhaps he is the one that was the great Lord power that sealed the Duke's archives. Maybe that was Gwyn's power.
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent? The beings who possess these souls have outlived their usefulness, or have chosen the path of the wicked. As the primordial serpent, I implore you to defeat them and claim their souls. Let there be no guilt. Let there be no vacillation.
Which ones have chosen the path of the wicked, and which ones have outlived their usefulness? If for me, I would imagine that he is saying that Seath, the 4 kings of New Londo, and the Witch of Izalith have chosen the path of the wicked. The Witch by attempting to reignite the first flame and causing chaos, the 4 kings for associating with the Dark Wraiths, and Seath for going batshit fucking crazy. Whereas Nito would be the one who has outlived his usefulness. And we'll actually... I'll talk about why once we actually get to Nito.
The beings who possess... Let their... Farewell, chosen undead. I remain here and await thee.
Dun dun dun!
Oh, there you are. Just so you know, Master Logan has left on his own again. It seems that he is still determined to find the famed regal archives in Anor Londo. I intend to search for him. Only before I leave, there is one thing I wish to do. You see, Master Logan has left most of his books. With them, I could teach you Logan's sorcery. You have done much to assist me. Before I leave on this journey, I will teach you all that Logan has to share.
Bro, I already know all this shit. I hate to break it to you.
Oh, hello. You made it. Then let us begin. As promised, I shall bequeath Master Logan's sorcery to you. It's not that I'm concerned for Master Logan's welfare. Even in this treacherous land, Logan's skills are unmatched. He is a true hero. No, the reason I seek Logan is, well, it's really my own conceit now, isn't it?
Your own conceit, eh? You wish to become a true hero yourself?
It's not that I'm concerned, even in this... No, well... All right. That'll do it. That should help you on your journey. May we meet again.
If we purchase that last item, I'm pretty sure you guys know, but it ain't gonna be too good for him. I'm totally gonna buy it. Yeah.
Forgive me. I am impure. Please, leave. I wish.
Fascinating. She will speak to us more. She does have one more thing she really wants to say to us, but apparently we have to progress a bit more to get it. Alright guys, I am Marcus. This has been a very eventful From the Dark. Hopefully making up for for last times. We've got a lot left to do. We've still got a lot left to do, and we still have the DLC. We still have the Lordvessel areas, and yeah, we got a lot to do. But next time, I want to pursue something a little bit different, something a little secret that we kind of touched on earlier in the game, and I just want to go deeper with that. So until then, I am Marcus, also known as EMB. Let's do the thing. V is for motherfucking Velka.